Good evening, everybody. We want to welcome y'all to this week's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. Hope y'all are having a great night in with the family tonight. I know it's been a beautiful day today. Have another nice warm day tomorrow, and then I think we're going to cool off again. But looking forward to another pretty day and a good weekend coming up. At least it's not going to be pouring down rain, so I think we're going to be able to have a good time. But tonight's show is one that I've been looking forward to bringing to y'all for quite a while, and I'm blessed to have some good friends here with us to share it with us tonight. We're going to be bringing y'all lots of information as we go as well. I am joined by Miss Emery, of course. Y'all all know who she is. And tonight's, the video series for tonight, we're actually going to be going into the woods with Emery after a buck that she was after all this season. We talked back and forth with Wes about him many times. Yep. And what was that deer's name? What did we name him?
We called him Curly, but I wanted to call him Gumball because it looks like he has a gumball on his head.
That's right. You said he looked like he could be named Gumball too. And we stayed after this deer all season, and you were adamant that that was the one you wanted, and that was the one you were going to try to get, and so we kind of stuck it out, and I think it ended up paying off pretty good in the long run, didn't it? Mm-hmm. So, also joined tonight by our buddy Wade Hendricks over here next to Emery, and Wade's with Apex Competitions. Y'all been following the deer competition with us all this past season, but we're looking forward tonight to starting to talk about the upcoming Spring Turkey Challenge, and this is going to be another fantastic opportunity, Wade, that y'all are putting together, and we're looking forward to talking more about that tonight. And you're going to be able to talk to us a little bit about kind of the scoring technique and how that's going to work. Absolutely. And how the whole operation is going to go. So that's going to be good. Wes Stone is here with us. Always good to have you here, Wes. Emery took your seat tonight, put you down there.
Yeah,
I told
that's all right. We'll put her in center stage tonight.
She's front and center over here tonight with us. But I tell you what, let's just go on over and get tonight's show started with the first segment for the hunt for Curly.
While doing the 2021 buck surveys, we were trying to figure out what all was on our properties. We came across this one particular deer that was a homebody for sure. He showed up day in and day out. Now, Emery took a particular liking to this deer and deemed early in the year that this was going to be her buck for the season. Now, after watching him for a while, she realized that he had that little deformation on his antlers, and because of that, she gave him a name. And tonight's show is all about the story of the deer that Emery called Curly.
is like.
We pulled in, we were going down to the field, and we saw 2 does and the buck right behind the 2 does. And then we drove up, and then I felt like going here to this stand because it went with my gut.
It's the very last day of the season, regular season. Emery and I are set up. That's about what we call Papa's Blind. Been a lot of deer shot out of this spot over the years. It's just a waiting game right now. But you know, the biggest buck I've ever killed, I killed on the very last day of the season. So maybe history will repeat itself and maybe we can do the same thing today.
guys, time for this week's Wild Game Forecast. It's being sponsored by our friends over at Wilson Bank and Trust. You guys can stop in and see them at one of 29 Middle Tennessee locations. They've been taking care of all your banking and financial needs now for over 30 years. I also want to add, be sure to stop in and check them out at the Wilson County Fairgrounds this weekend. They'll be hosting the home show down there, and it's going to be a great show, so y'all get down there and support them. All right, welcome back. I tell you what, I've got a special guest that's called tonight, and he knows what is going on right now for the crappie. Daniel Brown, what are you doing, buddy? Can you hear me? I'm going to hear it again. Daniel, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hey, technical difficulty. It was user error there. Hey, man, what's going on with those crappie right now?
I tell you what, they're biting. They've all kind of moved up shallow. These last few days, we've had some pretty warm days, and the surface temp has jumped up. I found some 52-degree water today up in the rivers. So a lot of these fish are moving up on the bank, looking for brush, getting ready to. Well, it won't be long for these spawning, but this time of year, we get these warm days. They'll come up shallow and they'll start holding on brush.
Now, are y'all mainly catching them with jigs right now, or what are you doing to catch them?
Yeah, I'm throwing a 16th-ounce jig, white and chartreuse crappie magnet, and I'm throwing it on 4-pound test strand mono. Yeah. And I'm just kind of slow rolling it back to the boat. I did see a bunch of guys out there today using bobbers, and just kind of using a jig and a bobber and just working that bobber back real slow. But I tell you what, we pulled over 100 keepers off of a spot that's no longer than 20 yards today in the last 2 days. So, I mean, you find the spot, stick to it. There's just tons and tons of fish there. And they're kind of moving in throughout the day. So we would catch them, and they would quit, and then they would move in. So, you find a spot that fish, stick on it, Don't give it up.
Well, hey, man, if everybody wants to get a shot to get out there and fish with you, how can they contact you?
Well, they can call me at 615-806-0814, or they can go to my website at therealdealguideservice.com.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you calling, Daniel. Thank you for the update.
Yeah, buddy. We'll see y'all.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we want to remind y'all to follow us on Facebook. Keep up with us there. We're going to let y'all know what's going on with us. Had a lot of updates this past weekend from the expo over at the fairgrounds. Also, we're going to let you tell us to check us out at swwtv.com. You can find all of our past episodes there and links to our sponsors. We'll be right back here in just a minute with this week's Pictures of the Week and some more Southern Woods and Waters.